Hey everyone, this is Mike. We're going to try something different tonight. We're going to show the final sunset on the Colony Resort here in Longboat Key. It's Wednesday, July 25th. I'll tell a little bit of the story. We're not going to get to see much of a sunset. As we see, it's cloudy, but this will be, I'm sorry, I'm showing it the wrong way. Let me turn this thing around. So there we go there. So this will be the final sunset. The wrecking balls are hours away, the way I understand it. So we're going to take a little tour. We're on the beach here, and we're just going to walk around and capture the final moments of this great resort. Everybody has a story to tell with regards to the Colony. We've all spent time here. We've enjoyed it. I can remember when I first came down to Longboat Key, coming over here in the morning for bagels and coffee for breakfast. Here we are now on some of the condominiums. You can see the disrepair. We're going to stay out on the public beach so that we're not in any danger of anything that may be falling or coming apart. But I want to be the one to capture the last moments of what this great resort was. Let me tell a little story. The Colony was first constructed in 1952 by Sarasota developer Herb Field. At that time, it was a collection of beach cottages and a popular restaurant and bar. In 1969, Dr. Murph Klauber and a business partner purchased the Colony for $3.5 million. They turned it into the first tennis-centric resort in the United States. I'll tell more as we go along here. Again, the final sunset for the famous resort known as the Colony here on Longboat Key. The focus of Dr. Klauber and his business partner was twofold. It was a beach and a tennis club. You can see the disrepair of some of the buildings here. Remember, up until about 2004, the Colony was recognized as the #1 tennis resort in the country by the Tennis Magazine for 8 consecutive years. This was the place to be. A lot of dignitaries. Business model worked for over 40 years. Let's step back for a little bit. I'm going to ask Gary for some help to turn that page for me. I've got some notes. Just flip her over. We'll go on with our story here. It's a little windy out here, so we're having a little problem with that. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Around 1973, Mr. Klauber set the resort up to be the state's first condominium hotel rental partnership. It was unique at its time, and I think even at the end it's still considered unique. Give you a little shot of the sunset. We're not going to get to see much of it tonight because of the clouds. Is that coming up thick right there? The agreement, the partnership agreement that was set up, meant that when you purchase one of the 237 units, you're both a condo owner and a limited partner. The agreement allowed you to use the property for 30 days out of a year. The rest of the year, your unit was in the hotel rental pool 335 days. The information I'm sharing tonight is what I found with some research. Let me apologize up front if I've gotten any of the facts wrong. It's more just to tell a story of this grand beauty that once was and no longer is. Between 1973 and 1984, profits were split 50-50 between Klauber and the owners. The owners were responsible for paying their own taxes and insurance on their units and paying assessments to the association. Hey guys, I see we've got some eyes and likes coming in. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying this final tour of the final sunset for the Longboat Key Colony. We hope to capture the latest video of this great property. I'm moving a little bit so you can get a better shot of the buildings in the disrepair. I can remember walking down here, living close by, walking along this beautiful beach, coming down and having dinner, enjoying a couple of drinks, and being able to walk back home because I wasn't driving. Great opportunity that is no more. In 1984, the business model was changed to a model where Clobber would pay all the taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs as well. If there were any profits after that, the owners would see a 50-50 split. And Eric's going to help me with the notes again. Boy, I remember how many times I walked by this pool to go into the monkey room to grab a cup of coffee or a soft drink or an adult beverage later in the evening. I'm going to walk up a little bit closer. We're still on the sand dunes out on the public beach where we're going to remain tonight. Yes, this thing is slated to start to tear down tomorrow. Here's something that's an interesting fact that some folks know and some folks don't. That's the pool as it exists today. On the morning of, on September 10th, 2001, President George W. Bush spent the night here at the colony with a scheduled visit the next morning at Booker Elementary School in Sarasota. So our president was here the night before 9/11. On the morning of September 11th, President Bush received the word of the terrorist attack that was occurring in New York as students read a book to him. He remained for 7 more minutes until the book was done before leaving the room to be briefed on the situation that was at hand. That's the swimming pool. I remember seeing a lot of families, a lot of children, a lot of adults enjoying their time there. By 2010, the colony was deserted. Its last remaining resident was vacated due to the mold building up in his unit. Due to bankruptcy cases, lawsuits, and a large number of other litigations, the resort was left abandoned for years. And that's what you see tonight. On its final evening before the wrecking ball starts, Unicorp, an Orlando-based development firm, was approved or is approved to build the St. Regis Hotel and Residence on the 17.6 acre site. And it's my understanding they're the ones leading the charge that will start demolition tomorrow. As part of telling the story of Longboat Key, we wanted to come out here tonight. I'm going to hand the clipboard here. We wanted to come out tonight and capture the last footage of this great resort. I'm going to ask everybody to consider telling their story of what you remember about the great events here at the colony. It was a business model unique for its time. It's a business model, if it was operating, would be unique today. I can remember in the hotel, I can remember going over for a couples massage. The great meals in the restaurant, both the formal restaurant and the monkey bar. Get a shot of the big building up there. It's taken a long time to get to this point. As we move forward, hopefully the changes will be a benefit to Longboat Key. The history and the uniqueness of this will never be replaced. Your stories that you enjoyed with your family and your friends are something that we can cherish for a long time, and I'm going to ask you to share those. Take a look at the sun really quick. much back behind the clouds. But this is the final sunset for the colony of Longboat Key, 2018. People asked years ago how long would it take, and none of us knew the answer. Well, now we do. You can look at the buildings, the shape they're in. They appear to be mainly wood structures, and with the salt air and stuff and no maintenance, there's nothing here to salvage. So we're looking at the final hours, the final moments of once was this great resort. The tennis capital of the world, as some folks said. We're bringing this to you live, watching the final sunset of this great resort. Many of you that are watching live or are going to watch this recording remember the stories that you have here, the great times, the fun. The fishing pier is still there. I'm being asked a question. I don't know if we can see it through the clouds. I don't have the ability in Facebook Live to zoom in and zoom out. But the pier is still there. You'll see a lot of the, I don't know if these were tiki huts or umbrella huts kind of things. We have a gorgeous night here tonight. It is cloudy. Temperatures are nice. We've got a beautiful breeze coming in off the Gulf. No imminent threat of rain. There's some off on the horizon out there. We're going to pan around to show you more. We'll take another walk back through and get one more last look at this fine lady. Progress is something that we all face. Hopefully the final product that sits on this parcel of land will be something we'll all be proud of and we'll be able to enjoy, and we'll be able to start new memories like the ones we had here. Just kind of pan in a little bit so you can get a better view. I'm being asked, do I know which building Bush stayed in? I do not. Lisa's sharing a story about girls' tennis weekends, dinner and drinks at the Monkey Bar. Yeah, Lisa, lots of fun stuff. See if I can come in here just a little bit, if I can bring this around. You can see some of the fencing, how it's in disrepair right there. See if I can get a shot up there. I remember a gift shop not too far around here. That may be it there. It's been a long time, obviously. Even the fencing they have around here is rusted and starting to fall down. Let's take a walk out by the beach. That was Eric's idea. It's a great idea. I'd put him on camera, but I would be in big trouble, so we won't do that. So we'll look up here again. That's the kind of sunset we're going to see tonight behind the clouds. But again, it's the final sunset on the great property we know as the Colony Tennis and Beach Resort here on Longboat Key. This is the last evening before that great girl comes down. I was asked about the fishing pier. We're headed out that way now. There it is. Another shot up at the sky. Alright, let's turn around and let's look at the Colony from a distance. It was our hope to capture a beautiful sunset, but we're not going to be able to do that because of the clouds. And maybe that's fitting on the final night for this great resort, as it disappears like everything else. The next generation that comes out here will never understand firsthand what the Colony was all about, the splendor, the glory, the great times we've all had here. I encourage all of you that see this live or see the recording, share your favorite story about this place. What it used to be is something we're all proud of. Again, it had a very advanced business model. I'm getting a note, back in the day you could rent kayaks, catamarans, water tricycles, even parasail right where I'm standing. Thanks for sharing. Excellent. There's lots of fun things that we could do here.
Hello.
So this is the final photographs, the final video, the final end to the story of the Colony. It's all part of my promise to spend the summer telling the story of Longboat Key from the eyes of the folks that live here, work here, and play here. You can see, let's see if we can see that. A little bit of glow there as the sun's starting to come down. Sunset was scheduled at 8:23. We're at 8:13 right now. But like I said earlier, we're not going to be able to see it. Let me get a shot up the beach here. You can see the sun kind of, let's see if I can get it back in the center of the screen. Right there at the bottom of the clouds, the glow. And definitely up above the clouds. We'll never be able to repeat this evening. This is it. Walk back up again for one last pass. The final moments, the final evening. Folks that are going to see this thing in the future probably stayed in many of these condos right here that we're focused on. Pan around again. I believe that tall structure was a hotel. Is that correct, Eric? Do you remember? There was a hotel on the property. It's been so long, my memory is clouded. So that right there, Eric sharing with me, is a convenience store. Used to go in there. That's where I would get my bagels and coffee in the morning. It does seem like it was such a long time ago. I'm not sure if it can pick up the detail, but the steps that are in disrepair. The buildings that no longer have life. The porches people used to sit on and enjoy the sunsets. Let me run over here really quick. The sun's starting to come down below the clouds. Focus on that. The final sun setting on the Colony. You're watching it live. Isn't that beautiful? Can you set that tripod up? We'll see if we can put this on for just a minute. We'll just set it here and let the camera focus on the final sunset. We're going to be able to see it better than I thought. Eric's being a big help. I'd love to show what he's doing right now, but he's going to get even if I do. He's setting up our tripod like that. So I'm going to try to connect this to the tripod. Hold that steady right there, will you? Thank you. So if we can do this, and I can turn this around, and we can watch this. There we go. I've got this stationary now. We'll watch the sunset on the final night of the Colony. Eric, can you get a picture on your phone? Just take a picture of the apparatus with the sun in the background. This will be a shot of us filming the final sunset of the Colony. Again, I'll go through the story one more time. July 25th, it's almost 8:30 in the evening Eastern time. There we go, it's coming on the sun. The Colony was first constructed in 1952 by Herb Field. It was then a collection of cottages and a popular restaurant and bar. In 1969, Dr. Murph Klauber and a business partner purchased the resort for $3.5 million. They turned it into the first tennis-centric resort in the entire United States. Their focus was twofold, beach and tennis. Up until 2004, the Colony was recognized as the #1 tennis resort in the country by Tennis Magazine. It's an honor it held for 8 consecutive years. The business model set up by Mr. Klauber and his partner worked for over 40 years, and it was definitely an advanced business model back then and would be recognized as that today. Let's step back a little bit, though, in history. Around 1973, Mr. Klauber set the resort up, I'm having trouble with my notes, to be the state's first condominium hotel rental partnership.
Hello. Hello.
When you purchased one of the 237 units, you were both a condo owner and a limited partner. The agreement allowed for you to use the property for 30 days out of the year. The rest of the year, your unit was in the hotel rental pool, 335 days. Between 73 and 84, profits were split 50-50 between Klauber and the owners. The owners were responsible for paying their own taxes and insurance on each of their condos and paying assessments to the association. In 1984, the model changed to one where Klauber would pay all the taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs as well. If there were any profits after that, the owners would split 50-50. On September 10th, 2001, unbeknownst to everyone what was going to happen the next morning, President George Bush spent the night here at the Colony. The next morning, he was scheduled to be at Booker Elementary School in Sarasota. See if I can focus that in a little bit more. There we go. On that morning, September 11th, 2001, President Bush received the word of the terrorist attacks in New York City as students read a book to him here in Sarasota. He remained for 7 more minutes until the book was done before leaving the room to be briefed on the situation. By 2010, the Colony was deserted. Its last remaining resident was vacated due to the mold building up in his unit. Due to bankruptcy cases, lawsuits, and a large number of other litigations, the resort was left abandoned for years. It's been 8 years since that 2010 mark. Unicorp, an Orlando-based development firm, has been approved to build the St. Regis Hotel and residence here on the 17.6-acre site. Again, this is information I got from research. I apologize if anything's wrong. The Colony was purchased in 1969 and opened as a tennis-centric resort. I'm trying to answer some questions coming across. But right there, you see the sun has disappeared behind the clouds. This is almost to the end of the final sunset at the infamous Colony Resort here in Longboat Key. This island has a great story to tell. We intend to spend the summer doing just that. So there we go. Now we just have the glow. And again, with Facebook Live, I don't have the ability to really focus in, to scan in. So Eric, if you would take the notes for me, I'm going to turn this around, and we're going to take one last look at this beautiful resort that used to be. And we'll just pan around here. I've got it on a tripod. Let's take a look at the Gulf tonight. It's beautiful. We got some good whitecaps coming in. We got a beautiful breeze. Those clouds are out there off the horizon, but it's beautiful here tonight where I'm at. I want to thank Eric for being part of here and helping making this happen. Eric Teal, the best real estate business partner in the world. Alright, as I get ready to bring this to an end, again, this is Mike Renick. I'm a real estate broker with Team Renick Real Estate Services, part of the Keller Williams on the Water family. We're so proud to be a part of there. I promised a few weeks ago that we would continue to tell the story of the island, and the story would be incomplete without addressing this great resort. So I hope those of you that saw this live enjoyed the tour. Those of you that will see the recording, think back of the fun times we had here, the great things that happened, the dinners, just sitting at the Monkey Bar and having a cup of coffee in the middle of the afternoon. I was working for General Motors at the time, and I would come down and I would work here out of Florida, and I would plug in my laptop and use the internet connection and spend almost the day there just working, sitting at my stool up to the counter. So there's a lot of stories all of us can tell, but I want to thank you for being a part of this. I want to thank the folks who are part of the history of the Colony, and I challenge everybody as we go forward with what replaces this. Let's turn it into something that is going to be world-renowned just like this was. We don't have that opportunity to do that every time. So again, I hope this has been helpful. Send me emails, mike@teamrenick.com, or send me a text message or call me at 941-400-8735. Tell me what you want to see this summer. The summer of understanding Longboat Key from the perspective of the folks that live here, work here, and play here. Thanks everyone. Have a great evening. It's been my pleasure and honor to bring